Yo, season 2 kicking off. Y'all know we came with it this time, man. We got the Mamba mentality. We here on location in the Bat Cave, live from Black Bruce Wayne Manor. We got the Mamba mentality. I got the blackest one with me. My man came through the show. Major love, man. We got Kobe with us, man. Check us out.
The first question we ask everybody on the show is, when you first got to the league and you got to that level, who was the first person to bust your ass?
First person that got me, Nick Van Exel, in practice. Yeah, Nick the Quick was getting me in practice, and he kept saying, "You reach, I teach. You reach, I teach," and he was hitting me with that little bop stuff, and drove me crazy.
Yeah,
my first time getting out there and playing. Nick went at me pretty hard.
He was aggressive.
Yeah,
like, I got a chance to play with him in Portland, and just his IQ and skill level to score was like next level.
He was cracking. He had those big hands and
he could pound the ball.
It took me about a good week to figure out he couldn't go right, and then I had to.
Lakers, Magic Johnson. You grew up on Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
and you got drafted to Charlotte. And what was your first reaction to hearing Charlotte? Then you hear the Lakers.
Yeah, well, I knew what was going on. I knew that there was a trade in the works, right? And so when I got drafted,
was a good representation. He knows it.
That's right. And so you get drafted, you get on the phone with the GM of the team that drafted you and all that stuff. So I get on the phone with the Charlotte GM, and he just tells me, "Hey, you know what's going on?" Like, yeah. And you got media in front of you and all that. And he goes, "Well, it's a good thing we're trading you because we couldn't have used you anyway."
Word?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what happened on draft night. So I was already triggered.
In mode.
I was triggered. I was ready to go to the gym. Like, fuck the media. Like, I don't want to do any more interviews. I'm trying. Yeah. What you telling me that for? I'm 17. What you telling? Okay. All right. Okay.
But you going to a team they already screaming like with so much talent on this team, they should be a championship winning team.
Yeah.
You go into a team straight out of high school, first guard ever to go straight out of high school, and it's press. You got Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Shaq. You got all these guys that's in front of you, and you come out with the total confidence of like, I'm supposed to play on this level.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, it's probably good for me to play against those top players because they were all all-stars, right? So playing against them every day in practice, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is going to a team in which I play immediately.
Yeah.
Right. And all these stuff, individual stuff that people talk about at the end of the career, the numbers and all that, all that stuff would be much better. MVPs probably be higher and all sort of stuff. But going to the Lakers and playing behind Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel taught me a lot. Byron Scott was there as a mentor. Watching Shaq kind of starting to figure things out a little bit.
Yeah.
Made practices very competitive. And I had to, do a lot. I had to try to be perfect just to get on the damn floor. Because if I made a mistake, coach is yanking me out.
Yeah.
So understanding what that feels like every day in practice, it's got to be a war because I got to prove that I deserve to play. I deserve to be here. Every play matters, and so that helped me. That raised me that way.
Because I was taught like that too. Like, if you want to play and you want to play during game day, you show it in practice.
Yeah,
like
listen, and like our vets would come to practice and they wouldn't want to practice, right?
Yeah.
Back to back, so we just play 35 minutes or whatever. And me and D Fish used to say, not our fucking problem.
You got all the energy in the world.
We scrimmaging right now. You getting all this. You getting we talking too. We were talking, and we would drive them crazy. But we were just young and wanted to prove ourselves, and you were in the way.
Yeah. When you was decided to go out of high school, did you think about college? Like, was it a college that you was gonna go to? And
yeah, it was tough. It was tough for me because I went through a whole process of thinking it through, trying to think it through as clearly as I could, right? And my two top schools were Duke and North Carolina, and then trying to figure out, well, why? And Coach K, had a reputation for letting guys play. At the time, Grant Hill was the player that was there, and he used to spread the floor. He ran screen rolls. I mean, he's kind of ahead of its time in how he was running the game with Duke with a spread offense, and saying he wanted to do the same thing with me. And then on the flip side of that, it was Carolina, and Dean Smith didn't do that. He did the opposite.
Yeah.
He had a system, he had a structure, but his players came out fundamentally sound and ready for NBA basketball, right? So those were the two teams, and Dean Smith stopped recruiting me. Mm-hmm. He sent me a letter and said, listen, everybody I talk to seems to think you're going to go pro. I don't want to waste your time. Best of luck. Right. If you change your mind, just know this could be a home for you.
They told you was going to be a lottery pick? Or you just didn't know?
Wasn't really sure because I was the guard to come out of high school hadn't been done before. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it was like
exactly.
guards can't do that sort of thing. So
That's
it was kind of up
wondering.
in the air.
Yeah,
it was up in the air.
Talk about the difference of like when you came in straight out of high school, you went into a league and your team, grown men, people got kids, families, and all of that, as opposed to now, these guys come in 19, whatever. They got plenty of guys in their age group. Everybody around them is the same age. Like, talk about how different and how difficult that was for you coming in literally at 18 in a real grown man. Like everybody say when you get to the NBA, you're in a grown man's league, but right now it's more of a young man's league than like when you came in, it was a true grown man.
Yeah, but now it's like college. Just that you don't go to class.
Right.
You know what I mean?
High level college.
Yeah, back then it was true grown men, and I think there was positives and negatives to that. Like the negatives, I didn't relate to any of them.
Right.
And there are certain things that they could do as a team that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
You go out to a certain club as a team. You go out to a bar as a team. I can't go. Like I legally can't go.
Sound like us.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was hard, and I think that actually I had nothing to do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to play basketball. I'm going to study basketball. Yeah. So I think that's where, now that I think about it, some of my behavior originated from, and so I got into that habit. So even when I became, legal, I still wasn't going and hanging out with the team because I was so conditioned to focus on one thing and one thing only.
So speaking on that, I've talked to my boys and everybody about this. I played in LA for 4 years. I've never seen you anywhere other than the Staples Center. Yeah. Like literally, like I don't know how you do it, how it happens. I'm like, and I've asked some of my team, like, yo, you ever see? Like, nah, I ain't never. How? Like you the Black Bruce Wayne, you take helicopters to the joint.
You just appear.
Like how did that happen?
Well, I was obsessive, bro. I was really obsessive about this game, and like to me, everything was competitive advantage as well. I didn't want to be around guys that see me out and know when I'm not working. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I was really about that life. Like I was going at it, and then to know what I'm doing now, I had to prepare for that early. So like at 20, I started thinking about, I got to think about what comes at the end.
Right.
All right, writing. I didn't know it was going to be films and novels and all that sort of stuff, but I knew it was going to be something around writing. So I had to practice that. So when I wasn't playing basketball, spending time with my wife and family, I was writing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to be going out and doing all sort of stuff. Not to say I didn't do it, but
right.
At one point, you was writing raps too.
I was. And that actually helped me a lot. Because it helped me with similes, metaphors, with the creative writing aspect of it and being able to say things in a condensed format.
Yeah.
How can you say a lot in one bar? Right?
Yeah.
How can you minimize the arc of what you're trying to tell? It helped me a lot.
And get somebody to like go through this story with you that you're telling.
Yeah, and like the rhythm of the words.
So that makes more sense, because at first I thought it was just like you was like all the rest of the East Coast dudes. They all think they could rap Philly, New York, Jersey. Like, yo, son, I
There's
got bars.
There's a little bit of that too, though. There's a little bit of that too. Like in Philadelphia is certainly it was rap game in Philadelphia is,
right.
We believe we're better than anybody from anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of that too. But like at the time, I didn't understand what it was that I was learning. But looking back, certainly because like on a podcast show, for example, like the Punies, right? When you listen to the show, there's a lot of harmony and rhythm, even in the back and forth of the dialogue between characters. There's a certain rhythm that the ear has to be in tune to. Yeah. And that just comes from music.
So what made you start the Punies? Talk about that, the podcast, and a lot of your stuff and the content, I like the fact that it's geared toward the kids and trying to help them learn and just getting them, especially with the books, man, because my 15-year-old, he's a big reader, and like he wanted the Wisnard books, this and that. He wants the new books. So like for him, it's something like gold, because he's for real like a kid that has a high, reading IQ and a high reading level, and he he's originally from LA, so Kobe, you already know. So he like, yo, I gotta get the Wisnar book, and then now you heard about this book. So like, it's dope to see how you inspiring kids in that manner, like that they want to go get the book. It's like, you know, of course they want to go get your shoes, or if you come out with a ball or the jersey, but like the book is a whole different lane that you inspiring the kids with. What made you go that direction?
Just you know, like the kids are our future. And so, like, how can I take information that I've learned in my 20 years of playing and before that and distill it down to teach kids at an early age, teach them these things at 9, 10 years old, and how to deal with pressure, how to deal with anxiety, and how to deal with these sort of things. How can I distill these messages down at an early age so that these kids grow up with a leg up? And the Punies was something that was just fun. Like, I don't see any shows for children anymore that are fun. Like, so every show that's for kids involves animals. Like, enough with the damn animals, man. Like, I don't want to hear about a damn talking chicken anymore. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, give me real kids dealing with real issues, playing sports, which is the greatest metaphor we have for life, and learning from each other. Get the parents out of there, get the overbearing coaches out of there. Let the kids hang out and trash talk each other and learn from each other.
Yeah, learn their confidence and stuff.